Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rose, and in this video we're going to do something a little bit crazy. So I've had this metallicum, Anthurium metallicum, for a long time, and I noticed as soon as I got it that it's got a really long chunky stem, as you can see. I didn't want to do anything with it because I had no experience with them. I didn't know if I could keep it alive and all that stuff, but it's been growing quite nicely. This leaf grew in my care, and then this one as well, and that one, the weird one that I damaged somehow. So it's been doing quite well, and I thought this would be a fun time to cut this up. I didn't actually want to film a video, that's why the setup is so weird. I'm just standing here in my bathroom, but it is pretty exciting, so I did want to show you. I'm going to show you a close-up of the stem first, and then we'll talk about the different propagation methods. So here at the top, you can see where it's been growing for me. There are nice fuzzy white roots that are fresh, that have been growing. There's a lot of them. And then down here are a few more roots. And at the end of the stem here, I can't really show you much more than this. Maybe I can put it down. That's a little bit better. So there's no roots on this part of the stem. There are some not very substantial roots on the middle part, and then the top part has all the good roots and the fresh roots coming out and stuff. So what I'm going to do is cut it at least into 3 bits, and we're going to see if we can root some of the stumps. Now, choosing where to cut on an Anthurium is an art that I do not possess yet. I do know that if you look at where the previous leaf came off, like this was one of the stems previously, before I even had it. You can see a little blob there, and I think that are the nodes. Since this filming, I checked in with my friend Cynthia, Sonder Botanicals on Instagram, and if you go to her highlight Anthurium prop, which you see here, you will see that she actually explains that it's the other way around. So where you have the little D shape, like I said, that is the old petiole, and then on the opposite side of the stem is where a node might grow. You can see a little tiny node growing there on hers. It is very, very hard to see. The more you watch this highlight, the more you will understand. Like after a year coming back to it, it's easier to see now for me compared to last year when I first saw this, because this is more than a year old, but it's still so helpful. So I highly recommend checking her out. Sonder Botanicals on Instagram. So you can see that down there as well, and then there. But they don't grow like a philodendron very easy. They grow all around the stem. So if you're trying to figure out a space where to cut, it can be quite difficult. See, there's another place where there could be a node, and there. And then so it goes around the stem like that. So we're probably gonna cut into a node. I'm no expert at all in this. I've observed a lot of my friends explain this, and I've watched a lot of their Instagram stories and highlights and stuff, and now I figured it's time to try. I, of course, cleaned my shears with alcohol. Ready? I'm kind of scared, but we're just gonna do it. Pretty good. So what we have left is most of the roots that I figured would be on the top part, and all the leaves, of course. Here you can see the cut that I made. I'm thinking about putting some cinnamon on, but since our cinnamon is not very pure anyway, I'm not sure if that will help. Then we've got this part, which has some roots, some fresh roots as well. See the little fuzzy one there? Very careful with that. I'm hoping that will either activate there. Maybe I cut through the node there. I don't know. Fingers crossed. And then since this one has nothing yet, no roots, no growth, I might put this in perlite or in moss. I don't know yet. But I'm hoping it will grow for me. What do you think? That would be so awesome. I actually thought about cutting this one into 2 bits as well. But since I have no idea what I'm doing, I want to give it as much chance of survival as I can, so I'm going to leave it like this for now. Don't forget to let your stems thoroughly dry out before you do the rest of this video. So for this one, I'm just going to wait to hear back from my friends. This one that actually has some roots, let's just pop it in the big one again, because we want to make sure that those tiny roots are happy. Ooh, don't lose the third stick. Moss, lots of moss. Okay, that's one. This one, I actually want to try and get potted up in a bigger pot so that we can start to have this grow bigger roots. From advice from Kakyeki, who said pot it up in a bigger pot, so that's what we're doing. And mix in some soil. To mix moss with soil is actually very annoying. So I don't really know how we're doing that yet. I'll add some soil to the bottom of the pot. Try and mix it up a little bit with the moss. This might be a little bit more wobbly now because obviously it doesn't have such a long stem. So the soil will also help to make it a little bit more stable. I'm just gonna mix it in as we go, which is not ideal, but it's fine. I'm really tired now, but I really wanted to show you guys this as I was doing it, because I've been wanting to do this for ever since I got this plant and noticed that it had that long stem, but I was too afraid. And once you get the balls to do something, you don't want to wait any longer. You just want to do it. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it, and I'm showing you. I'm very proud. It is still a little bit wobbly, so I'm gonna get a stake to help it stand up. Just to help the base stand up strong. A little bit of moss around the base of the stem, just to make sure those new roots have enough humidity. And that's it. Should be good like this. So we've got 2 out of 3 done. What shall we do with the last one? Moss or perlite? I've decided for this last one, we're gonna pop it in this little pot with perlite. Oh, everything is already put away. I have to get the perlite out again. I hate when that happens. Watch the dust. You don't want to get that in your lens. And the people I've learned this from actually don't leave any water in the bottom of the pot. So that's what I'm also doing. I poured everything out. But I know other people use it just like semi-hydro, where they have a bottom part that does have moisture. Make a little bit of a bed for them. There we go. What I like about these pots is that you can close them, and then you don't think about them for a long time because you can't really see what's inside. That works well for me because I'm nosy and I like to check too much. You can still see something, but not everything. And because it is glass, once there will be roots, hopefully we will see them growing around here. This is gonna go in my terrarium, probably on the heat mat, because I want to keep it close, or maybe I'll put it in the tent where it's even warmer. And that's it for this very not normal for me video. Let me know what you think, if you liked it or not. I thought this was too much of a special occasion to not show you, but at the same time, I had a little bit of a meltdown yesterday. I am way too tired and not taking care of myself, so I'm gonna do that now. That's why it's not set up nicely and like looks all fancy. It's just me doing this thing to my plants that I'm very excited about. I will hopefully film an update for you soon if there is something to show you. If there is just a little bit to show you, I will update you on my Instagram. So if you're not following me there yet, check it out. My handle is Plant with Roos. This is future Roos. It's a little bit more than 2 months since I filmed that first part, and I wanted to show you an update in the video because that's much more fun to see. Although there is not that much to see yet. Let's check it out. All of them now live in my tent because it's a little bit colder in my living room. Plus, one of them got so big that it didn't fit in my terrarium anymore. Maggie's being really cute. She wants some fresh water as always. Ignore the disgusting sink. This has basically become my repotting station for anything in the tent. So All the way down in the bottom of the tent is where Matt the metallicum lives, because they don't need that much light. These were the leaves he already had, and this is one that he opened recently after repotting. He also has a lot of roots. I'll try and get him out to show you. Yes. Look at all those roots. He's actually like circling along the bottom of the pot a little bit, which is amazing. I'm so impressed by him. And there are some more fuzzy roots there. So I might have to put a little bit of moss around the base. Can you see? To help them not dry out. Look how big that is though. That's so pretty. He definitely did not mind being cut. Go back in your little house. The other two live up here. Because this grow light puts out a lot of warmth, the top shelf is a little bit warmer. Let's get them out. Because I'm not so good with moss, I had this one in a plastic baggie to keep a little bit more of the humidity in. But nothing much has happened since then. The moss actually looks like it needs to be replaced. It looks a little bit old and brown. I basically haven't touched this since I put it in here. So this root is definitely rotted. Oh no! Maybe I should have checked on it before. I'm gonna make a mess again when we just cleaned the house. And the stem is rotting too, it looks like. Oh no, oh no. Can we see? I don't know if you can see this, but this part of the stem has rotted. I'm gonna be treating that. I'm gonna cut it off, cut all the rotted roots off, and then make sure that it dries plenty of time before I do anything else with it. That was a tip that I got later from my friend Katja. These guys can rot very easily, so you need to give them plenty of time to dry out before you do anything with them, which I didn't. And that little root that we got that was growing is also gone now. All these roots are rotted. Oh no! Rescue mission. But I'm not going to show you that because this video is going to be super long. I am going to show you this one, which is the perlite one. I have checked on this several times. Basically, this is growing something, but I have no idea if it is a root or, can we see that little blob there? Or a something else. But yeah, 2.5 months, and all we get is this tiny, tiny point. So I guess you have to be patient for anthuriums. Bleh. So not really successful, but then again, it's my first time trying, so always be kind to yourself. You're just learning. It's kind of annoying that it's with an expensive plant, but you can't really learn otherwise. So I'm happy with this. The perlite one is good. This one I'm going to treat and probably also pop in perlite just to prevent further rotting. I hope you enjoyed this future update. If so, please give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel. Me and Maggie would really appreciate it. She wants some more water. A huge thank you to my patrons, Natalie, David, Natalie. We've got Funny and Saskia and Ivana, Lisa and Pascal. And then on YouTube, we've got 2 members today. Very exciting. We've got Megan Lilly and Kevin from Hakuna La Planta. I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourself and have a wonderful weekend. Say bye, YouTube. Hey, Max. Want some fresh water? I just want to watch it. Mickey just walked in.